I sat down with my accountant. He said, I got good news and I got bad news. Okay. I said, what's the good news? He said, the good news is you made a lot. I said, what's the bad news? The bad news is you spent more. Okay. Look, sometimes you need the faith. Sometimes you need to know your worth. Sometimes you need to wait. Shoot like the golden boy, but in front of the bay. You can't negotiate with Drake. You gon' have to pay. But wait, jugging on the main stage with the mainframe. Loosen up your face, baby. Sometimes I need a vacate, meditate, hydrate, protect my energy before engagement.
Grew up having nothing, you're labeled impatient. But once the boss made it, you're labeled amazing. Meticulous with words, such a force of nature. I don't wanna seem absurd, but that boy's a gangster. Focusing on me, way from Tel Aviv. Barbados with the hustle pockets, LIDs. Distinctive destinations, all I wanna see. Oceanfront residences, 3 different ones a week. Cause I deserve that, it's time to learn that. Mess around and put that thing up where your permit. 6 figures every year, yeah, I earn that. At the front of this line is where my turn at.
Sometimes you need a friend, not the ones that just show up and don't put nothing in. You know the ones that lend their hand and want to see you win. When you come up on that lick, make sure you cut them in. And then, sometimes you need a fool. Oh. Men gon' lie, women gon' lie. You're looking for the truth and the numbers don't hide. Looking for the root of all evil, then you need to go open up the briefcase, see with your eyes. Everybody claim to be greatest of all times, but they never spend a day in the rain in the front line. No lie. Stop playing on my phone line. Pull up in the space coupe with the roof optional. Wonder why they follow suit. I've been groomed from the womb. Came out of my mama with some running tennis shoes. Faster than the speeding bullet. Nah, it's cool, it's cool. Don't play with it, baby. Say so what you gon' do? Stop playing with it. If you don't do it, then you don't play with it, baby. Exactly. Yeah. You built like that.
Automatic is a habit, you should know it's automated. I've been getting to it, I ain't noticed y'all was hating. Brand new chick, she don't know the occupation. I just wanna know that I can hold a conversation. I don't know what y'all debating. I've been waiting for you, now I'm running out of patience. Running up a check, trying to run an operation. Went broke in the check and put 100 out of savings in. I can tell now that you ain't talking about nothing. I'ma need something I can calm down from. I'm gonna pull it with the bar down one. 6 months in, I ain't down once. Trying to tell me what you know about me. You don't know nothing, keep it real with me. She said she ain't trying to deal with me. Okay, cool, you can sell that seat. I'm just hoping she don't fail. Cause when she do, I don't know what I'ma do. All that I heard that y'all was talking, it was comical. Pull up in your city for the evening, what you trying to do? Cause I'm open to it. I know that you missing, but you gon' get through it. I can help with it if you need that. Go and bring the beat back. I don't really listen to the feedback, nah. Told me that she good, she don't need jack, nah. I'm real proud of the steps you took just to get to the place that you're at today. I couldn't tell it to you straight, I gotta estimate. I wonder if I ought to go here with the best to say. Now go ahead, get me out of here, I couldn't last a day. I got the city talking about me like I passed away. Automatic is a habit, you should know it's automated. I've been getting to it, I ain't noticed.
Tonight, from Heinz Field in Pittsburgh, it's a special prime time edition of the NFL on EA Sports. We'll see Ben Roethlisberger and the Pittsburgh Steelers taking on Joe Burrow and the Cincinnati Bengals.
EA Sports coverage of the National Football League brings us to Western Pennsylvania and Heinz Field in the Steel City of Pittsburgh. Moments ago, a scene that's played here since 2004. Big Ben Roethlisberger greeted by this sold-out Heinz Field crowd. His Steelers getting set to match up with the Cincinnati Bengals.
For Pittsburgh.
Here we go from Heinz Field as Chris Boswell tees it up and boots it away. Now it's Wilson. And able to get this out to the 25. The Bengals set and ready to go on offense, leading the charge out of LSU. Joe Burrow, the #1 overall pick back in April.
When you read off Joe Burrow's numbers his last year at LSU, they almost don't even seem correct. I mean, 76% of his passes complete. That's the second best all-time at the collegiate level. Ended up throwing 60 touchdown passes, accounted for 65 touchdowns, and only threw 6 interceptions and won a national championship. Joe Burrow is not just a terrific player. He has that it factor as well, and that's what they're counting on in Cincinnati.
On 1st and 10, Joe Burrow gets it to his running back, Bernard. And from the 25, they work this to the 29, a gain of 4.
Bernard.
Well, offensively, that's the mismatch that you want. You want to force a linebacker to try and cover your back out of the backfield, out in some open space. The linebackers nowadays, they run like backs, and they take a lot of pride in covering. What a nice play he made there in the open field.
And maybe Shane's in the steel curtain here as the Steeler defense drops him behind the line again. It'll go down as a 2-yard loss, and it brings up a 3rd down.
Well, that kind of hit will certainly fire up your team both on the field and on the sideline. Tackles for lost yardage, they're always welcome.
An early tough test on the opening drive. This is 3rd and 8. Out of the gun, it's Burrow. He's got his man here. It's Green. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield.
It's a gain.
Excellent play there on 3rd down. Give him 25 yards. Operating out of Steeler territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 48-yard line. Here's a give to Mixon. And they'll get this just to the 47. 1-yard gain.
Mixon, the ball carrier.
Yeah, things were pretty stacked up there in the middle of the line. A lot of bodies, not much space. I think ultimately he was fortunate to get anything out of that run.
Now Burrow to throw on 2nd down. And they're going to get him. He's taken down for a sack back at the 47-yard line. T.J. Watt, the all-pro, in there to take him down.
Well, that play was the very definition of fast, quick, and in a hurry. Suddenly, he was there.
In a blink of an eye, that happened fast and a big sack. So that'll leave Burrow and the Bengals with a 3rd and long after that sack we just saw. From the shotgun, Joe Burrow. There's a short one caught by Uzama. And he's out of bounds as he gets this down to the 45. It'll be a gain of 8, but it'll also lead to a 4th down.
That's certainly playing down in distance very well by the defense, isn't it? Take whatever you want underneath, by all means.
Formation for the Bengals.
Punting now is Huber as he sends it away. No returning this one. It sails out of bounds. And they'll spot it right at the 20. The Steeler offense set to go to work, and once again at the helm, their longtime starter, that's Ben Roethlisberger.
And for Ben Roethlisberger, there are a lot of question marks coming into this year because he missed nearly all of 2019 with an elbow injury. And if he were younger, maybe not as many questions. But he turned 38 back in March, and now the Pittsburgh Steelers expect to see the old Ben Roethlisberger, who's thrown for over 56,000 yards in his career, leading their team.
2nd and 6 at the 25-yard line.
From the 25, here's 2nd and 6. Here's Roethlisberger. He finds his tight end, Gentry. And from the 25, they work this to the 29, a gain of 4.
Gentry.
Brandon, perfect defense in this situation would have meant that there was an incompletion and would have picked it off. Okay, so they gave up the completion. But I really enjoyed watching how the defense stayed in sync, stayed in great communication. And as he dragged across each zone, you see him pointing, communicating. There he is, and they passed him off to each defender. Ended up making a nice play, even though it was complete.
From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10.
32-yard line.
Now Roethlisberger to throw. He'll find Juju Smith-Schuster. And he's going to be out of bounds, but not before he takes it inside the 40. A gain of 32 that time. So how about that for a chain mover? They're all the way down inside the 40 now for 1st and 10. Now Ben going to give this one to Connor. And he'll be brought down on the 30-yard line after a gain of 6.
A quick burst there, and he nicely bit off a pretty decent gain.
Pick up of 6. Brings up 2nd and 4.
The last run got 6. Now 2nd and 4. First carry of the game for Jalen Samuels.
Number 38, Jalen Samuels.
Defensively, we always know that he is tough at run support, and I think the way that he gets there is he understands what an offense is going to do before the ball's even snapped. A great job of scouting prior to the game, then reading, reacting, and taking the right path to the ball carrier.
And that will be incomplete.
Normally being a big-bodied receiver plays to their advantage downfield. Go up and make the catch, take the hit, and pick up yardage. But in this case, the hit was timed really.
They're going to run. Here's Connor. And he's able to pick up the first down here before he goes down. And that'll be accepted, of course, and that moves him back 5. Toss play for Samuels. He gets it forward for 4, maybe 5, but the flags fly. And this one could be coming back. That's David DeCastro, the former Stanford Cardinal, with a penalty. Roethlisberger will hand to Connor. Tackle made there by Josh Bynes.
He's brought down at the 39-yard line. Brings up 2nd down.
Play action. It's Roethlisberger. And that one is incomplete. And it also concludes quarter number 1. We're scoreless after 1.
No score.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. From the gun, it's Roethlisberger. Going deep to the end zone for Juju. Back of the end zone. Could he get his feet down? No, it's incomplete.
From a defensive perspective, they had exactly what you want anytime they want to throw the football. There was pressure on the quarterback. They were getting after him, and they tightened down on the receivers and forced the incompletion.
6-yard attempt.
And this won't get there. Won't be online either. It's no good. Off to the right, and this will remain a scoreless game.
0-0.
Was a kicker from that distance, 56, 57 yards. So many things you got to worry about, but I am a little surprised he didn't get it there.
Yeah, with the way kickers are nowadays, we're surprised anything under 65 that it doesn't get at least to the crossbar. But remember this, you have to drive it a little bit lower in order to make that distance, and you also have to be worried about the interior rush that they can get their hands on it. So that's why those stronger kickers nowadays who can pop it up in the air and still travel and carry it, that's what you're looking for.
Solid way to start the drive. 13 yards, picking up the first.
13 yards. And the Bengal first down.
Now Burrow on first down. He gets this one to Boyd. And brought down, but not before they're inside the 25. Another nice gain. That's now 30 yards between those last two plays. Back-to-back good plays have him on the move on first down. Here's Burrow setting up to throw it. Under pressure, and he'll go down. Sacked back at the 31. Devin Bush coming in hard there on the blitz, and he gets him 7 yards behind the line of scrimmage.
And plays like that really hurt play calling. They had a really nice gain on the previous play, but gave about half the yardage back on the sack. Excellent pressure up front. Nowhere to go with the football. Down he goes.
On second down, here's Burrow. Being chased out left. And now he's going to use his legs. A short gain here, maybe a yard to the 29.
Williams on the tackle. It's a gain of a yard. And it's third down.
The Steelers now in the nickel here on third down. Now it's Burrow. Under pressure, and down he goes. They sack him back at the 36. Devin Bush, his second sack of the night. Man, he got in there so quickly, Charles. What could the offense have done to adjust and account for that?
But what you're hoping is that you figure out, and you see and get a clue that maybe there's going to be some pressure coming at you, and you change the blocking schemes. Maybe you go to max protection. The biggest one is maybe you bring your running back in to try and keep you clean. But in that case, that didn't happen.
Well, that hollow metal sound is the bane of any kicker's existence, and here, that sound is going to keep our game scoreless.
And you can see him give that body English as the ball was in the air. Come on, baby, come on. But no dice that time.
So the long field goal misses, and now the reverse. You're in a tough spot defensively. They'll start the drive at the 43, and he'll get it out to midfield. They'll spot it right at midfield at the 50. 7 yards, the pickup on the pitch and catch. 3 yards to go on second down, and they've got 3 tight ends out there. Jumbo set. Here's a handoff to Connor, and he is going to be close to a first down as the tackle made at the Bengals' 44. A gain of 5, good enough for the first down.
And there we saw one of the downsides of blitzing during a rundown, because sometimes you get out of your gaps. You don't fit the run quite as well because you're headed towards the ball carrier with abandon.
Now the pass finding its way into the hands of Eric Ebron. And he gets it inside the 35 and just shy of the 30. It's a Pittsburgh first down, a gain of 13.
You don't always expect tight ends to be big in terms of run after the catch, but after that play, he joins a growing band of players that's putting that stereotype right on its ear.
And now a throw on first down there, but it's incomplete.
It's another zone defense. It looks like it's open for possibilities, but they did a nice job patrolling the middle of the field and forcing an incompletion.
2nd and 10. It's Roethlisberger once more. To the right side to Eric Ebron. And he's in. Touchdown, Steelers. Eric Ebron, 31 yards. As his guys are on the board first here tonight.
For a big tight end, he can sure move like a slot receiver when he gets a head of steam going. And as a defensive back, you've got a big decision to make when he's moving like that.
Chris Boswell now for the extra point. No, he missed the PAT. No good on the extra point, so a letdown there, and this will stay a 6-point ball game.
Chris Boswell to kick off for Pittsburgh.
So not much time to speak of remaining in this first half as the kick's away. That'll be taken about a yard deep. And he brings us out past the 20 to the 24.
Wilson is on the return. The Bengals take over 1st and 10. At their own.
The Bengals making their way out. We mentioned it before, but it bears repeating. 29 seasons in Cincinnati without a playoff win, the longest current streak in the NFL. Now, it's year 2 of Zach Taylor at the helm, Charles. Year 1, of course, of Joe Burrow. So how close do you think they are to ending that ugly streak?
Not as close as they would like to be, but there's definitely a reason for optimism. You already mentioned it. Joe Burrow, the #1 pick in the draft, a new face of the franchise, and a guy who can create plays when everything breaks down around him. Remember, they were 26 on offense last year, 29th on defense, so they've got a ways to go just to get into contention. I do think, though, if they have a chance to win 6 games this year, I think that would show nice improvement and really set themselves up for the future.
Yeah, that would be a 4-win bump if they could get to just 6 from their 2-14 campaign in 2019. From the 34, they'll come to the line on 2nd and 10. Burrow will throw. Now Burrow loses the football. Now the Steelers use the first of their 3 timeouts as they'll talk it over here before what will be an important 3rd down. Burrow looking to pass. And he'll get this to the 40, but that's still going to be a few yards short of the 1st down. Now the Steelers use the 2nd of their 3 timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. Here's Kevin Huber now as he'll punt it away for the 2nd time. And that'll hit at the 5 and go into the end zone for a touchback.
At their own 20-yard line.
The Steeler offense heading out for their next possession. And for them, you look back to 2019, no Ben Roethlisberger, and that meant no playoffs in the Steel City as they wound up 8-8. But, look, hope springs eternal this time of year. What chance, Charles, do you give the Steelers of getting back to the playoffs?
Well, since you got all lyrical on me there about hope springing eternal, how about we go to Ben Roethlisberger, who's saying, I still want to win Lombardis, and I say that with a plural. He may be in his upper 30s, but it feels like he's in his upper 20s, and he thinks he can continue to play, and the elbow feels good. But remember, without him last year, they scored 10 or fewer points 5 times. He's got to kickstart that offense with his...
Into double coverage, and it's intercepted. William Jackson with a pick, and his guys are going to take over at the 39-yard line.
At the 30.
Brandon, this is a veteran quarterback back there. He should know better than to make a throw like this. This is definitely not his best ball, and I think he knew this was trouble the second it was leaving his hand.
1st down, here's Burrow. And that's complete. It's Green here. And they're going to be set up down around the 15-yard line. Now the Bengals going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with just over a minute to go before halftime. Line of scrimmage, the 15. It's 1st and 10. Under pressure, and he'll go down. Back at the 26-yard line. The Bengals going to use the 2nd of their timeouts as the stoppage will come with a little under a minute to go in this first half. Pass protection has been a problem all night long as they come up facing 2nd and a bundle. Here's Burrow. That is incomplete. He was looking for John Ross that time. 3rd down here.
And that's a nice job there because you've got to play the ball, not the man when in coverage. That'll keep you away from a lot of needless penalties, and he's able to knock that one away.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. From the shotgun, it's Burrow. That's complete. Bernard. And out of bounds right around the 20. They do get 7 out of that, but not enough to prevent a 4th down.
We can make this one pretty simple. Locked up all of his progressions downfield, forced to get it to his running back. But how about the way they ran to the football and knocked it down to force a 4th down?
And Bullock will put this one through. And they are on the board, trailing now 6-3.
6. Bengals 3.
So they do get the 3 points before they hit halftime. Something to build on, maybe.
Yeah, go ahead and raise the banner, right? But wave the flag. That's good. Got points. And now, as you said, they've got something to build on as they get ready for the second half.
Taking it about the 1. And not much happening on the return as he'll get this to about the 23.
At their own 23-yard line.
Here comes Ben Roethlisberger and the Steeler offense back onto the field. He's got the lead here in the second quarter. He's thrown the touchdown, but also an interception. As a quarterback, does that interception, even though you're playing well, your team's got the lead, does that always stick in the back of your mind a little bit?
For the best ones, it just upsets them that they did that because they don't think there should be any blemishes on their record. They think that they're way better than that. So your confidence gets tested a little bit. Being able to go back out there, maybe
into a double team, and it's intercepted. William Jackson with a pick. And his guys are going to get the football at their own 47-yard line.
So that's back-to-back drives where they've thrown an interception. Ordinarily, we look at the offense and say, what's going on with your scheme? Maybe we should look at the defense and just give them a whole lot of credit. They've got them frustrated right now.
They've got good starting field position as they come up here 1st and 10 on their side of midfield at the 47. Throwing on first down, but this one winds up to be incomplete.
To this point, I've been impressed with the work defensively. They have not allowed a lot of receivers to run free. And there's another example, another incompletion.
After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. Now it's Burrow. His throw incomplete. He was looking for his favorite target, A.J. Green, that time. And now it's 3rd down. So back-to-back incompletions, and that has him staring at a 3rd and 10.
Yards to go.
Now Burrow. And he'll go right back to Green, but this time it's complete. Now the Bengals going to signal for their 3rd and final timeout as they stop it with 16 seconds to go in half number 1. On 1st and 10, Joe Burrow. Looking for Green, and it's intercepted. Picked up by Steven Nelson.
The first down pass. Intercepted. The Steelers take over 1st and 10 at their own 15-yard line.
The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. And the ball backed way up. So thinking with this amount of time on the clock, probably just sit on it, and we'll see these two teams go to the lockers.
Yeah, I don't think you want to overthink it in this situation. Either side of the ball. Just go ahead and finish up the half and get on out and talk about it.
23 yards, the final tally.
1st and 10 at the 38-yard line.
From all the way up at the 38 now after a good start to the drive. Out of the gun, it's Roethlisberger. The Bengal pressure gets him that time. Down he goes. So we come upon half. We now proceed to the start of the second half.
6, Bengals 3. Randy Bullock to kick off.
So time for the second half as the Steelers have the lead, and they will also be receiving the football here to start the 3rd quarter. And he's up past the 20 to the 22-yard line.
The Steelers take over 1st and 10 at their own 22-yard line.
The Steeler offense now with a football first here to begin the 3rd quarter. They have the lead. Now they'll be looking to extend that lead.
And this is where I enjoy talking about one of my favorite subjects, tendency breakers, or counters as I also like to call them. You've done things in a certain way in the first half, and they've had an ability to see what you've done. They're going to make their adjustments. So guess what? you adjust yourself and try and stay ahead of the pace because you are looking for some separation in this ball game.
The adjustment to the adjustment.
Without a doubt. Show them one thing, hit them with something else.
From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10. On the carry, it's Samuels. And he'll work this one up to about the 38. He'll get a nice chunk there on the first down run, and it's 2nd and 4.
Well, you certainly have to give a little credit here because they're playing this game now at their pace. This is ball control football, sustained runs, taking their time, and making it work.
Now he's going to swing this one out to his running back. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. Give him 14 on that one and a first down.
They ran that one well, and not only did they pick up a nice chunk of yardage on the screen, they sent a message to the defense. Rush the passer all you want, but you better be careful. We can hit you going back the other direction.
Number 30.
And he'll get this down only to about the 46.
Tackled at the 46-yard line.
Oh, that's a real nice job there by the defense in front. They just engaged and held their ground. But how about the guy who made the play? We often talk about whether they take a good first step or not. Many times you just don't take any step. Just get your feet moving, get your body going, and then once he made the read, he was able to make the play.
That's a gain of
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good head of steam going.
Now Roethlisberger. And Big Ben intercepted a 3rd time. Picked off by Von Bell.
Intercepted by the...
That is just what this defense was hoping for, an interception on the opening possession of this 3rd quarter.
Obviously didn't want to surrender a touchdown and fall even farther behind, and we've gotten to know this team a little bit, haven't we? Couldn't you just see their defensive leaders telling the offensive guys, telling the quarterback, don't worry, we got you to start things off. You take it from there.
It was Mike Hilton up to make the tackle.
I feel like I could see what he was thinking on that carry. Wanted to follow that big tackle through the hole. Ended up only getting 4 yards on the carry. I think he had designs on that one being bigger.
It's a jet sweep. They get it to Green. And down right around the 32-yard line, 4 yards on the pickup.
He's tackled it.
Brandon, all things considered, they have to feel pretty good about getting that type of a gain, considering the blitz that they just had against them.
And on 3rd down, a nickel formation here defensively. Out of the gun, it's Burrow. And he will not be able to hang on through the contact. It's incomplete. The coverage strong, and now it's 4th down. We saw this a lot in the first half, and it continues. These receivers just not able to get much separation.
So that means they have to win the 50-50 balls. They've got to go up with the defender and find a way to start coming down with them.
And this time, contact and another incomplete pass.
The Steelers take over first.
The Steelers offense now, they get ready to head back on the field. And with 3 interceptions thrown already, we'll see. Do they rely more on the ground game here?
They may have to change things offensively to try and settle things down, not just for the guy throwing the ball, but for the rest of the offensive unit, because their confidence has to be shaken a little bit. And you just wonder, is the backup going to start to warm up a little bit over on the sideline?
Pickup of 6. Brings up 2nd and 4 at the 21-yard line.
On the handoff, Connor. And down he'll go at the 25. A gain of 5, good enough for the first down. Decided to hand it off that time on the run-pass option.
Appeared to be an easy decision. Just gave it inside. Nice, steady gain.
Right back to Connor here on 1st. And he's upended after a gain of 2 out to the 27.
They know that old expression, it's not my night.
2 yards.
It hasn't been his so far. I don't know if the legs are a little bit heavy. Sometimes having to hang out all day and play doesn't exactly play to your advantage, but it's been a tough go for him.
And every time he looks up, somebody's there defensively. That was the same case on that play.
Roethlisberger.
Normally you think the tight end's going to be able to catch the football and handle that contact, but in this case, maybe a little too much target to hit. That one was timed well, incomplete.
On third down, Roethlisberger. And he'll find Washington. That's complete. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. It's a Pittsburgh first down, a gain of 13.
10 at the 41-yard line.
Under a minute to go in this third quarter as they come up 1st and 10. On the handoff, it's Samuels. And taking it across midfield and just shy of the 40. Another big gainer that time. This one goes for 19 yards.
1st and 10.
I don't know what this says about me, but I love successful runs up the middle when the blocking is so well executed like that.
And it doesn't matter whether it's zone blocking, whether it's a power scheme. When you have a blocker on a defender, and the running back can read it, find the proper hole, and just go, sometimes a thing of beauty.
Give him 9 there on the first down completion.
Washington. A gain of 9 brings up 2nd and 1 at the Bengals' 32-yard line.
And that is going to do it for this third quarter of action. We'll return with more after this break. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. They'll come up now on 2nd and a yard. Shotgun handoff to Samuels. And brought down, but not before they're inside the 25. It's a first down on a gain of 10.
I think we're seeing the effect that runs like that are starting to have on this game. They're a little bit slower, that front seven, reacting to the football, almost like body blows in boxing. Slowing them down, and they're really starting to take over in this game.
They'll run again with Samuels on first down. And they'll get him down right about the 20.
Jalen Samuels.
2 yards on the pickup there. It'll be 2nd and 8.
He's had success on this drive, but not on this play.
Finally, they bowed up defensively. I think they were determined not to let him take it pretty much all the way down the field.
Yeah, it looks like they handled their run responsibilities correctly this time. What we call them run fits, everyone was in the right place.
Check. Alert. 77.
Throwing on 2nd and 8. Roethlisberger. And look at this. They get the turnover they needed. It's intercepted. Picked up by Jesse Bates. A critical error there in a tight game in the fourth.
All you talk about is taking care of the football, and especially with a lead here in the fourth quarter, turning it over, now the door is open for the opposition.
Just in general, when you're passing in the fourth quarter with a lead, no matter at what point, you got to be super careful.
Got to be careful, and sometimes you can be so careful that you end up running yourself into an error.
Burrow and the Bengals with a 1st and 10 at the 20. He'll look to throw right away. On the screen, Bernard. And he's going to lose yardage here. Back to his own 18. That one unable to develop, never got going. A loss of a couple, and it's 2nd down. 2nd and 12 after the first down pass play went backwards for 2 yards. Burrow now, a big spot for the Heisman Trophy winner. Gets it to his running back, Bernard. And able to get this across the 20 before going out of bounds.
5 yards.
That might feel like a little bit of a lost opportunity there for the offense because the defense brought pressure that time. And sometimes against that, you can get out to your running back, and it could turn into a big gain downfield. But what a nice job they did getting to him quickly and holding him to a short gain.
On 3rd down, Burrow. He'll try and set up the screen. It's complete. And he'll be stopped here well short of the first down at the 24-yard line. They'll get only a yard out of that, and it'll bring up 4th down. One thing I think that's safe to say defensively, the tackling's been really good.
And because of that, it's been very, very hard for them to move the ball because you're not getting the benefits of run after catch. They're tackling them almost on the spot. That means you have to run extra plays, harder to move it.
Here's Kevin Huber now as he's on to punt for the 4th time tonight. Johnson on the return. Good blocking there, nearly sprung him. As it is, it'll go as a 19-yard return. And the Steelers will go on offense here, 1st and 10. Pittsburgh set to take over again on offense. Their defense got the stop, forced the punt, and now you really start to monitor the clock as they nurse this slim lead. Big Ben and the Steelers with a 1st and 10 at their own 42. Running to start the drive is Samuels. And very little daylight there. He'll get a couple up to the 44.